Luckily, this is pre-recorded. You gotta watch. Good afternoon or morning, you beautiful people, depending on where you are. Today we have Porter Anderson here on the show, and he's a special guest. And thanks to the Show Me Network and the Show Me Reptile show as well. So, Porter, are you excited for your birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're excited? How old are you going to be?
9.
9 years old. And how long have you been around animals?
My whole life.
Your whole life? What would you say your earliest experience is? Like or memory?
Maybe with JoJo.
With JoJo? The Tegu? That's what you remember? The earliest one? And what do you remember? You don't know what you remember? What is JoJo? He's a Tegu? What else can you tell him?
What?
What else can you tell him about this?
Sleeps a lot.
He sleeps a lot. That's only in wintertime because why?
Because he has to hibernate.
He has a hibernate or a brumation for reptiles.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you remember JoJo from your earliest memory.
Yeah.
And we still have JoJo. And he's an adult Tegu. So he's a pretty big lizard. And when we first got him, you were around, like, I think 4 years old. And he was an adult. So you were a tiny little thing still. And what would you say your favorite animal is right now that you personally have?
Maybe a sick noodle.
Noodle? And what is Noodle?
A little sand boa.
A little sand boa? That's awesome. And can you tell everybody what animals you personally have?
A crested gecko, leopard gecko, a turtle, sand boas, tegus, and a lot of things.
And a corn snake.
Yeah.
And that's just your personal animals. That doesn't include mine.
Mm.
That's crazy. Okay, so you've grown up around these animals your whole entire life. And that's reptiles, and that includes fish, that includes mammals. What other animals have you interacted with?
Dogs.
Dogs? That's awesome. And what else?
Sloths.
Sloths? Those are always a good one. Emus? That's awesome. What else?
Kangaroo.
Kangaroos? Those are a lot of fun too. And all the porcupines and the fish. Do you remember the one time we went to Ocean World?
Yeah.
And what did we do there?
All the fish and all that.
All the fish and all that? Yeah, and you got to pet the leopard shark?
Yeah.
And we were petting a shark, like a real shark. That was so cool. Okay, and you've grown up around other animals too. We've had fair share of venomous animals as well. We've had cobras, rattlesnakes. What else?
The boom vipers.
The boom vipers, yeah.
Cottonmouths. No, not cottonmouths.
Beaded lizards?
Bushmasters.
I wish.
We had one.
No, I almost got a bushmaster and I didn't. I think I got the beaded lizard instead. But then we had Gila monsters and stuff like that. So you've literally have grown around all these animals. Most kids get scared of like when they hear like a rattlesnake or something because they never interact with them or be around them, you know, like in the same vicinity as them. So yeah, what else can you tell us about, I don't know, venomous animals? Let's go there.
So the boom vipers have the largest fangs that any snake has.
Ooh, yeah, they have really long fangs. They do have the longest fangs of any snake. And what can you tell us about a rattlesnake?
They're over. There's like, I don't know.
You don't know? Do they have heat pits?
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of venoms they have?
No.
No. They can have a hemotoxic venom or a neurotoxic venom, or they can have like a cocktail of both. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And the Gaboon Vipers have a cocktail of like 5 different venoms. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so you've been around a lot of venomous animals per se. What other animals have you been around a lot?
Monitors,
Monitors. Let's talk about that one. What kind of monitors have you been around?
water monitors, Savannah monitors, and
Black throats
yeah.
and white throats and the mangrove monitors and Aki monitor. You remember that one Aki monitor?
Yeah.
What did he do?
They would let you when you try to feed it.
Yeah, he nipped you in the face. You remember that? It was like a little, but they're a really small species of monitor. Now, what can you tell us about the Asian water monitors?
They're really big and they can swim really good.
Yeah, they're the second largest lizard in the world. Okay, and so monitors are there now. Fish. Now you've interacted with a lot of fish, right? We just told everybody you were petting sharks and all that stuff. And what other fish have we had? And you got to experience.
We've had old fish built by sharks. My dad just got into them.
Yeah, we're getting an electric eel soon. That's in the works. Thanks to Atlanta's pet store.
Cichlids,
Cichlids, yeah.
ropefish,
Ropefish, and we just got some mud skippers too. That's super cool.
axolotls, kind of.
And the piranhas. And then, where did you go when you went back east? You went to an aquarium,
Yeah.
The Georgia Aquarium, right? And what did you see there?
We saw whale sharks. I got a pet of seal.
Got a pet of seal.
We saw electric eels, albino alligators, and more eels.
Whoa, that's so awesome. All right, so now, if we could plan any future herping trips, where would you want to go?
Mm, Maybe the outback.
The Outback down in Australia? That'd be so fun. What would you want to find down there?
Taipan snakes, tarantulas.
Oh my goodness. You're just going all out. That's crazy. All right, we can go find some taipans. Why not? That'd be awesome. World's venomous snake. And okay, so let's talk about past herping experiences. What have been some of your most favorite or memorable?
Um, about what?
Past herping experience, like when I've taken you out to look for
Seeing
all the stuff.
snakes.
Seeing rattlesnakes? Oh yeah?
And
And some memories on that?
like tide pooling, we've seen eels and all that.
The tide pulling, yeah, because I live at the coast, so every time you come, we go tide pulling. And sometimes it's negative tides, so you can get really low and find octopus and a whole bunch of different things. And then with the herping, do you remember when we went to that ranch and all the rattlesnake dens? That was so fun.
We saw garter snakes, lots of bald-faced hornets, and we had a bunch of like animals that were like
Do you
stuffed.
do you remember doing all those school shows with me? I mean, I hope you remember.
Yeah.
But I think the earliest you did a school show was like 3 years old, I think.
Isn't that
Maybe 4. Yeah. I think it was your preschool. And you were in front of the class showing all the kids the animals and everything. It was crazy. And then we did other classrooms and all that stuff. But you've been educating kids your age or younger since you've been like 3 or 4, right around there. I think 4. That's crazy. And you're turning 9. You turn 9 on Monday, the 19th. That's crazy. Yeah, there's not a lot of kids that have had a lot of experience like you. Um, is there anything that you would say to kids right now if you can give them advice?
um,
You don't know. Say we were going out in the herping in the field. What advice would you give them?
not to pick up snakes unless you can identify what they are.
Oh, that's a really good piece of advice. Okay, that's definitely true. Don't pick up a snake unless you absolutely sure know what it is. And luckily, you're really good at that, huh? Yeah, that's always been a thing too, because I've had rattlesnakes and stuff in my house before, and everybody's like, "What if he goes in that cage?" And it's like, you want to go in that cage, right?
Fit.
So, yeah. And then what else? What other advice could you give kids if they want to get a pet snake or a pet reptile?
Maybe start feeding it with tongs because it doesn't know you yet.
That's smart. Yeah.
Make sure it has heating pads and all that.
Eating pads, proper setup, proper diet. So that means having, either rats or quail. Hiding spots is a good one. Probably multiple ones, right? Yeah. Proper size enclosure is a good one.
Sure, if it's a live feeder, then feed it like live rats and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't really feed live food though, huh? Everything eats frozen thawed where we are. I guess bugs don't really count, right? I don't think bugs count.
No.
No. We feed live crickets. But everything else, yeah, is the frosted, frozen thawed. So
Snake that we had.
oh yeah, there's some snakes, yeah, like a vine snake only eat anoles, so you'd have to feed that lizards as a lizard specialist. So but you don't see a lot of those in captivity at all. Um okay. Well, we have somebody backstage, the conductor, and I'm sure he's itching to come on and ask Porter some questions.
Hey, how you guys doing? So Porter, first off, can I ask you where are you at right now?
The you in Portland?
Oh yeah. So are you enjoying your time out there at the zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a couple questions for you. So what got you interested in reptiles?
Nothing really. I've been around them my whole life, so it's always really been a thing.
Okay. And what's the coolest fact that you have learned about reptiles so far?
That like there's over a couple hundred species.
Couple
What is
hundred.
your favorite species?
Um, I don't know.
You don't know what your favorite species is? What about
Okay.
JoJo? Shy
Oh,
little guy. What are you really into right now?
right.
He's into dinosaurs.
Into dinosaurs. Ooh.
Uh huh.
Nice, nice. So what's your favorite dinosaur then?
Um, Pyroraptor and Phrynosaurus.
Oh, nice, nice. So if you hold on one second. What is something tricky about keeping reptiles as a pet?
Like it depends, like taking care of them and what type of snake it is and lizard.
And all
Making
right,
sure they don't get out.
now how do reptiles stay warm if they're cold blooded?
They have to stay in the heat.
Okay.
Um,
Now, do all reptiles get their heat from the sun?
no.
No. And how does some reptiles get their heat?
Lights and heating pads and
Okay.
clocks and all that.
Good job.
And can you ask or answer what is one of the things that you wish people understood about reptiles?
That most of them are dangerous.
Okay, nice, nice. And what is your favorite memory that you have with your dad?
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know.
You don't know the most favorite? Just pick one. I'm sure it's hard.
Maybe being with him.
Just tell one story.
Maybe being with him for 11 days when we first got the shot. And all
Oh
that.
yeah. So what did you guys do for that 11 days?
I can't really remember.
You don't
Oh,
remember?
don't
We hung
remember.
out. We set up the shop. We built
Oh,
cages.
you built cages with your dad? That's awesome.
Uh,
Wow.
Transferred animals out of their cages. It was fun, and it's still going. It's a never-ending process.
Nice.
Especially we keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, huh?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of reptile expert do you want to be when you grow up? Do you want to be a zookeeper or a vet or a breeder?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Well, I think that's one thing that, especially getting into reptiles, you might want to think about. Um, Besides that, can you answer if you had $1 million, what would you spend the $1 million on?
Question.
I don't know. Maybe help
You
my dad get a bigger shop.
Ooh,
you want to
More,
buy toys for yourself or more reptiles?
yeah, more reptiles and a bigger shop.
get a bigger facility. That's
Nice.
smart. Look at
That
you.
that is very smart, and it's awesome that you're wanting to help your dad too with his shop. Now, how much work do you actually help with him?
A lot.
Gosh.
A
Yeah. What
lot.
do you do?
I help him close down cages and
He'll
um,
give tours too.
You
So we'll
give
do. He's an animal educator essentially. So he'll go back, and I'll just be like, "Here's a group of adults," and he'll go back and just tell everybody about these animals, and they already know them too. So he can just go in the cage and pull out an anaconda if he wants to, properly, and it knows them and everything. Or the Argentine black and white tegu that he has as a pet. It's a 5 foot long lizard, and he shows people that. And we have rhinoceros iguanas. He's really knowledgeable.
awesome. So
And everybody that comes in is very impressed.
your birthday is coming up, from what I hear. So, what is one birthday present that you really hope to get this year?
um,
He already has a wish list.
yeah,
What's on
So,
it?
so what's on your wish list?
just a bunch of random stuff.
The dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Indominus Rex,
Ooh.
Nice.
Giganotosaurus, Fresnosaurus, Pyroraptor,
That's crazy. You know all these names.
That is.
I have no idea.
Saurus.
I know that one.
And so, be, besides that, what is your favorite movie then? If you're really into dinosaurs, you must have a favorite dinosaur movie.
Jurassic World. Dominion.
Jurassic World Dominion.
That,
That's the newest one that came out, right?
yep, I do believe so.
And there's
And
another one coming out soon.
yes, there is.
It's
Now,
Jurassic World Rebirth.
oh,
Oh,
really?
Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah, that's a new one. You gonna go see it?
It has a dinosaur called the T-Rex.
Nice. If you
Now,
could see any dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Mosasaurus.
Mosasaurus. That's awesome.
that is awesome.
Either Mosasaurus or Spinosaurus.
Okay, that's awesome.
So I have something that I made up for you, Porter. Something special. It's a little bit something from the network and the family. So I'm going to go ahead and play that for you right now.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy.
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. That was actually our sponsor video, but here's the right one.
Oh, that's
Hi, this is Porter Anderson. I want you to have the happiest of birthdays today, and may you learn a lot and do good work as you age. Anyway, happy birthday from Tom Crutchfield and Stacy Crutchfield.
Happy birthday, Porter. Hi, Nana loves you very much, and I hope you have so much fun.
Happy birthday, Porter. Mommy loves you so much.
Happy birthday, Porter. Hope you have an amazing day.
Best day ever.
See you next time you come down.
Bye.
What is up? What is up? What is up, Porter? It's your boy, Steve, from A Reptile I Am, and Show Me Reptiles. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Porter, from Great Aunt Debbie in Texas. I hope you have an amazing day, honey. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Porter. Love you, little dude.
Good day, all you dreamers, keepers, and reptile enthusiasts. It's the conductor with Sky High Morphs and Show Me Reptiles. So I wanted to come at you today and say happy birthday, Porter. You know you are one of the big key ingredients to being a dreamer keeper and a reptile enthusiast. So keep up the great work, man. And remember, hard work, determination, and positivity. Your dreams too can become a reality.
Whoa.
What? Want to come pet it?
Do I want to pet the kiwi?
Yeah. They usually run away from it, but we're feeding it, so we definitely go.
Okay.
No, these are the ones that...
Where do you want to go?
Go.
You go to the white one.
Good.
Look at this mouse hair tarantula you have.
Every day.
Not every day. You don't really hold them that much. But yeah, she is definitely... I only kept her for education, so... She's so...
Daddy, does she like me?
Yeah.
Does she like me, Daddy?
Yeah, still move.
She's soft.
Is that a cool vibe? Good job. Don't move. You're lifting her up. Don't lift her up. Keep her head flat.
I think she's made of metal right there.
Oh my gosh, how cool was that?
That was awesome.
What? That was so amazing.
So Porter, I have a couple questions about some of those videos I seen you in. That spider that you were holding, what kind of spider was that?
A rose hair.
It was a rose hair?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys still have that?
No.
No.
Nope. We gave it to a friend.
Oh, nice. And now I seen that you were out at the beach collect with the crab. What can you tell me a little bit about that day?
We found a couple of eels. They were on land underneath a rock.
Oh, yeah.
We caught a lot of Dungeness crabs and red rock crabs. And we saw some starfish and anemones.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what was your favorite part of that day?
Probably the eels.
The
We
eels?
love eels.
Do you know what kind of eels they were?
No.
No.
They were like tiny and they had like orange wings.
What's your favorite animal right now?
A whale.
A lamprey.
Oh, really?
Pacific lampreys. He
Really?
is crazy over those, huh?
Want to tell, because I don't know what that is. You want to let me know what that exactly is?
They look like leeches, but they're like a prehistoric fish.
Okay.
Parasitic fish.
And what do they do?
They will spawn. They will spawn in the ocean, and then they'll like stay in there for like only 7 years, and then they come back up to river, and then they spawn again, and then the eggs stay there and hatch. Like
Okay.
they lay eggs where they were born.
Like salmon.
Oh, really? That's awesome. That's really informational. Now, and what do the lampreys eat?
They attack. Their mouth is twice times strong as a vacuum cleaner, and they suck the mouth, grab onto to fish, and their tongue cuts into it and it drinks their blood.
Oh, wow.
Sucker.
Yeah, that when you said it was like a leech, you wasn't kidding, were you?
That's crazy. And right now, yeah, we're at the Oregon Zoo. What's your favorite part of the zoo?
The lungfish.
The lungfish? They have a lungfish exhibit here. It's pretty cool. And then the insect one, right?
Yeah.
He really likes bugs.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Even before, like, the reptiles, he was always into the bugs.
Okay.
What's the first thing you bred?
Cockroaches.
No, even earlier than that.
Oh, mosquito larvae.
Mosquito larva. He was breeding mosquito larva at like 2.5 in our little backyard pond.
Wow. Well, that is
I was
awesome.
not allowed to kill them because he was breeding mosquito larva.
Now, what's your favorite bug right now?
Oh, you got a few. I know what you're gonna say though.
Scorpion,
Scorpions
bumblebees, and dragonflies.
and dragonflies. And could you tell us a little bit about dragonflies?
Their larva is one of the most um, carnivorous aquatic bug that ever lived, and the larva's mouth, it shoots out of its skull, and it will eat like fish and tadpoles.
Oh, really? Dang.
They come up to like plants, and then it takes them a couple months, and then they mold, and then they turn into dragonflies.
Okay, so they don't start with wings and they don't start flying when they're born?
No.
Oh, wow, that's pretty awesome. I did not know that. And you said that another one of your favorite insects is scorpions. Do you have a favorite species of scorpions?
No, but I do have one.
What kind is it?
I forgot. It's like
An Asian.
Asian forest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool to breed them, huh?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It's really aggressive, though.
But then, yeah, you love bugs, so you bred cockroaches, and you bred the tortoises before, and that Shelly, remember?
Yeah.
What else have you bred?
Cockroaches.
False water cobras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You bred frost water cobras? That is awesome. Now, I really like false water cobra.
Yeah. We did get a two-headed false water cobra.
But it died because it was not
Fully developed. Like it was just fused together in parts of its body, and it was the first egg I ever cut in my entire life. And I learned my lesson. I know the head was great. It was all formed. I had pictures and everything I can throw up, but it was insane. It was so cool. And I was like, my first snake egg was a two-headed false water cobra. And yeah, it was insane.
Wow. Wow. That is crazy. And it's really awesome. It's really cool to see such a young person getting into the reptiles. It's really cool to see you breeding at such a young age. Do you think that's something that you're going to continue doing as you get older?
Yeah.
And we're gonna get into mammals too. We'll have like porcupines in the future. We'll have a whole bunch of things.
So if that's something you plan on doing in the future, is there any special species that you would like to breed?
If you could breed anything in the world, what would you breed? It can even be pretend to.
Lamprey.
Lamprey?
Wow.
Awesome. I love that's all your favorite.
That's your favorite. That is. So at this time, we're going to take a short sponsorship video and we're going to have to pay the bills. So let's go ahead and roll that.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy.
All right. Now we're back. So I have another kind of fun question for you, Porter. If you can give your dad superpowers, what superpowers would you give him?
That he could get whatever he wanted.
He could get whatever he wanted. And what kind of superpowers would you take?
I don't know.
You don't know? What would you have? Just pick one.
Would you like to fly? Maybe be super strong or go invisible? That's a good one.
If you're super strong, then you can do cool stuff with animals.
I
You
don't
go play with the wild bear and not get hurt.
So, do you watch a lot of superhero movies or a lot of like comics or anything like that, Porter?
know, but I do read Batman comics.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yes, it is.
Doesn't watch a lot of movies.
Now, what is your favorite thing to do when you're at school?
Well, we did it at Steelhead, but
That was fun project. You got to hatch steelhead at school, and then they
Wow.
released them into the river.
That is cool.
probably recess.
Probably recess as the favorite thing about school.
It's like
So
every kid's favorite.
now, do you help teach the other kids in your class about reptiles and insects?
Not really.
No.
Not in class, but outside of class, he does. He does lots of different fairs or events or birthday parties or school shows, or even at the facility here, he's educated thousands, tens of thousands of adults throughout his
And
lifetime.
so, and you said that he also helps you with tours at the facility. Now, Porter, if you were to give me a tour, what are some of the information that you would tell me?
Oh, go spit out some facts. Anaconda go.
Say,
Um,
so,
Yeah.
what's some facts about anacondas that you know?
the green anaconda is the biggest snake that ever lived. That was not.
That's true.
And was there ever a dinosaur anaconda at one time?
No.
It's
No.
related to that Titanoboa.
The titanoboa, yeah.
Well, a boa and an anaconda is a boa too.
Yep. Yep. And what other kind of animals would you give me information about at the facility?
Maybe not to open venomous animal cages.
Yeah, don't ever open a venomous animal cages.
That's a really good one.
But we don't have any there, so what other information would you give them? What about the reticulated python?
No,
So I'm gonna have somebody on soon about reticulated pythons. What are some facts about those?
that they can get really wide and they don't really do much.
No,
No.
except at nighttime. They do everything when we're sleeping because
Yeah.
they're usually nocturnal. And the longest snakes in the world. What's our biggest one?
Like biggest snake or
Yeah.
it's not that big yet, but our green anaconda that we have
Oh
isn't
yeah.
that big, but it will.
No. Well, that's our biggest snake. That's gonna be its potential. But our longest snake that we have right now, what is that?
Ricky.
Yeah, we have a reticulated python that's 18 feet, and then we have another one that's 17 feet, and another one that's 13 feet, and 11 feet, and then it just keeps going down from there.
Well, now, do you guys have turtles and tortoises?
Yep.
So, what are some information that you can give me about the tortoises?
We have a little baby one, but it doesn't. Like it's kind of fine because it just sits in its hole all day.
Right, and it's burrow. And what kind of tortoise is she?
Redfoot.
A redfoot tortoise?
Yeah.
That you hatched from an egg?
Yeah, she was the only one that survived.
That was awesome.
What do the redfoot tortoise eat?
Hey, what do they eat? Lettuce?
Lettuce with that protein.
All the vitamin powders?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you like bananas?
Yeah.
So mostly lettuce.
Mostly lettuce.
With some
No.
green, yeah.
They don't eat bugs?
Do they eat bugs? Not really.
No.
There's dead things here. We'll throw a pinky mouse in there every once in a while, or like a mouse or something. They do
Okay.
require some protein. And most tortoises and turtles are scavengers, so they'll just eat anything they find dead. It's crazy.
Oh. Wow, wow. That is awesome. I did not know that about the redfoot tortoises actually. And now have you ever been to do you know who Brian Barczyk is?
No.
No. Oh, because he has some pretty amazing redfoot tortoises in his reptarium. Um, now where would it is hold on. Where is a place that you would dream to go?
Oh,
Um,
you love jungles.
maybe.
Like maybe the Amazon jungle or the
You
moon?
did say the outback earlier.
Yeah, probably the outback.
The
The
outback.
outback.
And when you go to the outback, what would you hope to find?
Um, whatever lives out there.
What lives out there?
Uh, Scorpions, rattlesnakes.
No rattlesnakes live out there. It's Australia.
Um, and snakes.
Taipan, there you go.
There is crocodiles, I think.
Yeah, the
Yep.
salties and freshies.
Mm,
Say, what about the kangaroos?
the horned lizard thing. They
Oh,
have
the horned lizard? Yeah.
Yeah, bearded dragons.
the
You love bearded dragons.
yeah, bear dragon.
But yeah, and then a koala bear. Of course, that's iconic.
The horned devil.
Oh, the
Nice.
horned devil lizards? Those are a dream species. I want to see those so bad.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Now,
The cold-
do you plan on going any type of herping anytime soon with your dad?
Know where you're gonna go? I'm gonna come up to Bend soon. Where are we gonna go?
We go to Smith Rock.
Smith Rock. That's a good one. There's always rattlesnakes there. Summerlow Reservoir. There's lots of garter snake dens there. That's really cool.
Actually, guess what?
No, did they all come out already?
No.
No,
No.
they're still hibernating or brumation.
It's gonna be lots of frogs, but lots of snakes.
Yep, lots of frogs. And you love catching frogs and salamanders.
Now, when would be the best time to catch a frog or a salamander? Would it be like in the middle of the day?
Maybe like towards the middle of summer.
Yeah, it's good. Middle of
And
summer, nighttime.
Yeah.
and how many frogs have you went out and catch?
One time that there were thousands of them everywhere.
Yeah, I think at one time we caught thousands and put them in a bucket and let them go. And then where I live right now, there's bullfrogs everywhere.
Yeah, there's by a marina.
And yeah, right by the ocean. So we have all the lakes too. And then yeah, there's bullfrogs all around. It's crazy.
Oh, awesome. And now earlier in the show, you were talking about you guys went to SeaWorld and you got to pet a shark. How did that feel?
The shark was cool.
Kind of scary, but at the same time.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Were you worried about it biting your hand?
Yeah.
But you did it. You were brave.
And what does the shark feel like when you touch it?
It felt like a gunbill, kinda. This
Okay.
was like squishy.
What's the biggest animal you've ever interacted with?
The monitor.
A camel.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Durango, the camel?
Oh, yeah.
He's a Boctorian camel, which is the largest species of the one with 2 humps. I posted a video the other day. We'll have to post another one here. But as you playing with a big old camel, it was insane. Yeah, that was a friend's camel.
Nice, nice. Now, I remember seeing a video that you just posted not too long ago, Mark, that you were out herping. You found a couple of rattlesnakes, some blue anoles and that. Porter, were you with your dad when you was out there doing that?
Rattlesnakes, bluebellies, remember? When we were out there on the ranch.
Yeah.
And then you caught
Go ahead.
we caught a skink, some bluebellies. And the rattlesnakes eat the bluebellies, so we were like, rattlesnake food, look at this.
Garter snake.
Garter snake? Oh yeah, in the middle of the road. Yeah, we had to stop the quad real fast before we hit it. We were like, yeah, slammed on the brakes. It was crazy. And he jumped off the quad and it was musking all over him. Yeah, it was insane.
So, and then what was your favorite animals that you found when you were out there herping with your dad on the ranch?
garter snake, I guess.
Yeah, the garter snake experience, that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Well, it looks like we've been on here for about 90 minutes, so I only have one more question for you, Porter. And usually I keep my last questions real lighthearted, more fun, and that. So, if you can be on any desert island with any reptile, what reptile would that be?
Something harmless like shamboas or something.
A sand boa?
Sand boa?
What if it was your friend?
I don't know. The ranch we did that we were on a quad and we were able to sit into a bald-faced hornet nest.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And I hit it with my
You should get something that would eat bald-faced hornets. I don't know what reptile
Yes.
would. Probably a basilisk. Those things eat anything that flies.
But a sand boa is a good pick, especially for being on a desert island with all the sand. But
Right?
now, if you're on the desert island with all the sand, how would you find the sand boa?
Wait until they come out. For like,
And when do they normally come out?
like night because they are nocturnal.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, that's all I have for you, Porter. And I want to wish you a happy birthday. Everybody out here at the network wants to wish you a happy birthday, and you enjoy the rest of the day with your dad.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead, jump backstage, and let you wrap up, Mark.
All right. Thank you. All right. We're going to wrap up. Is there anything else you want to say to the camera? You're going to be almost 9. Crazy. I don't remember life before you, really. Okay, so you're 8 years old. You're essentially an animal expert and my shy little guy, but we had a super good episode. And you truly do know a lot about animals and are an inspiration. And you've already inspired so many kids. It's insane. And if he's inspired anybody that's watching right now, drop it down in the comments, please. And don't forget that this weekend is the St. Louis Show Me Reptile show. And then next weekend's going to be El Paso, Texas reptile show. So don't miss out on those. And until the next episode, have a wonderful day, beautiful people.
Screens, we weave our dreams through YouTube's lens. We see new themes, voices rise, a global choir, sharing stories far and near. From the depths of Reddit to Twitter's tweet, each post a thread, a connection sweet. In the digital maze, we find our way through the